Dallas Cowboys with a huge blowout win yesterday against Washington. Damn near could have scored 60 points if they really wanted to. Nothing but laughs on the sideline. Look at Dak Prescott. Now, to be fair, dudes were wide open throughout the game. The best catch of the game was probably CeeDee Lamb in the back of the end zone there in the second half. But in any event, when you get the big win, 45-10, when you go to 8-3, when you have the second best record in the entire NFL, you're allowed to start dreaming the impossible dream. Is Jerry Jones dreaming it? But he happens to be right also. This is a very good Cowboy team. You know, they withstood the loss of their best, cornerback, week one, obviously in Diggs. Gilmore was great yesterday. And, listen, forget about yesterday's game in and of itself, because now it's the big picture, right? Now it is, we're at the back end of the season, final third of the season. Cowboys did what they're supposed to do against really mediocre competition, and now it starts. And to be fair, the Seattle game bothers me from a Cowboy perspective, if I may, real quick. You've won 3 games in a row against bad teams. Seattle looked like crap yesterday, obviously against San Francisco, and then you have Philly. That, for those of you that don't gamble, is what gamblers refer to as a prototypical trap game, and here's why. It's surrounded by 2 divisional games, Washington yesterday, Philly the following week, and Seattle's not very good. And oh, by the way, they're at home again. So what's the spread in that game, guys? You have that, please, Troy? As soon as you got to just yell it out loud, it's all good. So they're going to be favorites, I'm assuming by like 6 or 7. Legitimate favorites, coming off 3 straight huge wins, blowout wins, covering the spread. Philly coming up. This is the game where we're going to learn a lot about the Dallas Cowboys, because this game has trap written all over it.
Yeah, but the way Dak's playing, you have to feel confident. That's why Jerry's sitting over there smiling from ear to ear, because the way Dak has been able to perform consistently. And go back to yesterday's game, him just pretty much peppering the ball to every receiver that seemed was on the roster.
Yep.
Excuse my throat. And so when you talk about overall what Dak needs to do, go forward, don't go backwards. Bottom line, don't make us now love you and support you and call you MVP, and then you pull up a football against the
So
Seahawks.
just real quick, I checked. The Cowboys are favored by a touchdown, right? So they're going to be a touchdown or better favorites now in 3 consecutive games. This will be the 4th game, okay? This game, and I know I'm looking way ahead in the future, they beat Seattle handily, right? Cover that number. Going into Philly, I'm going to feel a lot differently about the Dallas Cowboys. They've won 4 games in a row. They already played Philly very tight in Philadelphia, obviously. That game is clearly circled. That's the game. We're 2 weeks away from where the Dallas Cowboys can definitively say,
you expect them to beat
we're
the
good
Seahawks.
enough to make the run.
Yeah, but you expect them to beat the Seahawks. I don't think it's going to be a situation where the Seahawks, they stub their toe on the Seahawks. Like, Geno's not playing well.
We said the same thing about the Arizona Cardinal game in week 3.
Yeah, but this is different. Like the Washington game, Washington secondary is I think ranked last in the league, right? So I wasn't surprised that the receiving core went off on them. I think the Seahawks going forward now, could they make it a game? Sure. But it comes up to Geno versus Dak. Geno's just not playing well.
No, and the Seattle Seahawks offense isn't obviously no Kenny Walker yesterday, but I know I'm talking a little bit more macro than we want in the moment. Jerry Jones is right. The Dallas Cowboys are good enough, the way they are currently constituted, to compete with Philly and San Francisco, acknowledging that they lost to both of those teams for a Super Bowl.
We compare the Cowboys to the Eagles, as we should. They're division rivals. And the Eagles barely beat their competition. The Cowboys are doing what they're supposed to do.
They dominate.
The last 3 weeks, they have put the game away in the second quarter of the last 3 weeks.
Jerry's 81 years old, right?
Yeah.
The last time he hosted a Lombardi was in 1995. Like, the time, his clock's ticking. We got to be 100.
My clock's ticking, too.
Right. So he's going to say this year after year, and it doesn't matter what he says. It's all about Dak in that office. And because the defense showed up in a major way.
But like you said yesterday, and Plax will say it again when he comes in here, all of a sudden there's other weapons.
Correct.
They're finding other people.
Yeah.
And I know it's against bad competition, but these guys are getting reps. These guys are getting targets. They're getting catches. And if I'm Dak Prescott now, I think there was a point earlier this year where it was, where's CeeDee Lamb at? Where's CeeDee Lamb? Where's CeeDee Lamb? I better run. And now it's like, okay, CD's double covered or not open. I got these other guys who over the last 3 weeks, I've now thrown the ball to, gotten first down, scored touchdowns.
Right.
And that makes that offense Not San Francisco dangerous, but pretty damn good.
Not only are they scoring on defense, we got to understand the first 5 games of the season, what was their biggest woe? They couldn't get in the end zone, right?
Yeah.
Right. Red zone nonsense.
That's no longer the issue. You talk about last season, they were 71% in the red zone. So now this season, after these first 5 games, which was atrocious, now they're getting in the end zone. They had the big explosive plays, and it's because of Dak's ability to use his legs and pretty much own the offense. And now every guy's like, hey, just give me the ball, and he's be able to find him down the field.
Yeah.
Ferguson, your guy Ferguson.
That's my dude.
Like,
wide open. The dude's always open.
But he had some great
7-11.
plays yesterday. Like he's another weapon that they've added. It's not just CeeDee Lamb, as you mentioned. Like they've got other options.
Yeah, and then the other part of this, from a Cowboy perspective, is there's this no-name cornerback going into the year. Like, unless you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you never heard of Deron Bland, right? And now all of a sudden he's Deion Sanders in his prime. And yesterday again, no joke.
And he didn't play well, by the way.
To be fair, I picked that off.
You ain't going to the house, though.
I get tackled on the 40. I get tackled. I'm not saying I score, but I'm telling you, I make the pick.
He took that to the house.
I make the
straight
pick.
touchdown.
You probably run right out of bounds.
So here's what's crazy about Deron Bland. That's his 6th. That's his. I would have been tackled at the 18. I would have been tackled at the midfield. That was his 5th INT for a touchdown, right? Yep. Which has got to be some kind of record. Yep, they're telling me it is a record. I can see that.
Yeah, it is.
We are on it today. And I'm watching. I'm going, does he have more touchdowns than the Jets as a team?
Yes.
I think he's right there, Will.
Tommy DeVito has more touchdowns than the Jets.
Those are called taints. Touchdown after interception.
Touchdown after interception. So Deron Bland leads the league in taints.
Taints, yeah.
Yes. Speaking of which, I do have to say one more time, Dolly Parton, God bless you, 70-something years old, and beautiful yesterday. Look at, Dolly Parton.
The milk's gone bad.
Like Dolly.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? I dropped my plate watching her. I was like, somebody get Dolly off the stage.
Yeah.
It's like when your grandma, I thought she was having an episode. I'm like, somebody get Dolly off the stage. Did you support that?
Really?
That's
an American icon right there.
Not just
American icon is Hulk Hogan. Dolly Parton should have been on that stage last night.
I have to tell you, of all the years I've known you, that is the single worst take you've ever had on anything sports or unrelated.
You ever see Powdered Milk dance? Bro, what are you talking about?
Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.